Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video like up. The atmosphere surrounding When Calls the Heart in 2025 has taken on a strangely electric energy, as if the cast, crew, and even Hallmark itself are quietly preparing for a shift no one quite sees coming. Hearties worldwide have spent years watching Hope Valley's world expand, contract, and transform. But the hints coming out now suggest the upcoming season is shaping itself into something far bigger, deeper, and more ambitious than what previous updates hinted at. And what's most fascinating is that no single source seems to agree on what the core of season 13 truly is, only that it's unlike any season before it. The internal buzz coming out of Hallmark studio corridors suggests that the writer's room is operating at full capacity. And yet, there is a very careful silence about the central emotional arc. One person described the vibe as a creative reset that doesn't erase the past, but unlocks a version of Hope Valley that feels more human, more conflicted, and more poetic. Another commented that the writers were making decisions with trembling hands, not because of fear, but because they felt the weight of long-term expectations. With the show now past a decade of storytelling, Season 13 is being handled like a novel that must honor every chapter written before it. One of the most surprising whispers gaining traction is that Hallmark has hired a new behind-the-scenes consultant whose specialty is long-form emotional storytelling. While their identity hasn't been officially revealed, the talk among industry observers is that this person has previously worked on shows known for deeply layered relationships and multi-season arcs that resolve slowly and satisfyingly. If this rumor is true, it means Season 13 may unfold more like a sweeping romantic drama rather than the traditional episodic rhythm. What makes this interesting is that even cast members have reportedly referred to the upcoming scripts as novelistic and carefully threaded, hinting at interconnected storylines that evolve across the entire season rather than episode-to-episode. The cast's social media activity has added even more mystery. Aaron Krokow has been unusually playful online, sharing behind-the-scenes anecdotes without giving away plot details. But fans notice something different in her tone, less promotional and more personal, as if she feels especially attached to what Elizabeth experiences this season. One insider claimed Erin had to film one of the hardest and most beautiful scenes she's ever done on the show, something that left even longtime crew members emotional. Whether this moment involves Elizabeth's career, motherhood, or love life remains a closely guarded secret, though many are convinced it marks a major turning point for her story. Meanwhile, Kevin McGarry has been dropping hints that Nathan's arc in Season 13 dives into something he never had the space to explore before. Several Hearties have speculated that this could involve a deeper look at Nathan's family, past something long overdue, but newer reports imply that part of his storyline may circle around a sense of responsibility clashing with personal desire. Kevin reportedly filmed several scenes that required quiet intensity, suggesting Nathan may face a dilemma he cannot solve with courage alone. What makes this extra intriguing is that the actors were spotted rehearsing scenes outside the studio, in a more natural landscape, which makes some fans believe Hope Valley may expand physically and emotionally this season. Another emerging rumor involves a mysterious new set being built near the outdoor filming location. Although no one knows its purpose, some production assistants hinted that it features a structure that hasn't existed in Hope Valley before, something that visually represents change and modernization. There are whispers that this new structure plays a key role in an early season storyline that puts several characters at odds not through conflict, but through differing visions for the future. It appears that Season 13 may address the idea of progress versus tradition more boldly than ever, especially as Hope Valley grows from a small frontier town into a more connected community. A surprising twist in the production landscape comes from discussions about new supporting characters. Unlike previous seasons, which introduced newcomers slowly, Season 13 is rumored to bring in multiple guests who each have a specific narrative purpose. One insider suggested that these characters serve as mirrors, reflecting hidden parts of the main cast that haven't been explored. For example, one visiting character is said to challenge Elizabeth in a way that forces her to reconsider a belief she has held since Season 1. Another reportedly pushes Nathan to confront something that has been quietly affecting his decisions for years. The goal, according to this same source, is not to disrupt the established dynamic, but to enrich it with fresh emotional depth. Even more compelling is a circulating rumor that a major community event becomes the anchor of the entire season, while previous seasons have had celebrations, festivals, or town gatherings. This particular event is said to be multi-episode and deeply symbolic. It's not about romance specifically, nor is it about conflict, it's about identity. Something that makes Hope Valley remember who they are. Something that ties back to the earliest days of the show, but also signals a new era. A crew member described the event as the heart of Season 13, quiet, beautiful, but filled with the tension of change. What exactly this event is remains under wraps, though it reportedly required extensive set decoration and involved nearly the entire cast. Fans have also been buzzing about a storyline related to the school and its students. Aaron was recently seen filming with several child actors in a location that looked like a hillside overlook rather than the schoolhouse. One observer said this scene felt symbolic, emotional, and forward-leaning. There is speculation that Elizabeth faces a decision involving her role as a teacher. Perhaps a new opportunity or a challenge that tests her in ways she hasn't experienced before. The writers are said to be exploring the relationship between personal growth and community responsibility in a manner that feels both tender and poignant. On the other side of town, Rosemary and Lee's storyline appears to take on a surprising depth. Pascal Hutton reportedly filmed several scenes that required intense emotional preparation, suggesting Rosemary may face a moment of vulnerability that fans haven't seen in years. One of the recurring themes of Season 13 seems to be stepping into the unknown, and Rosemary's journey may reflect the emotional courage needed to embrace change even when it feels overwhelming. She and Lee are said to have some of their strongest scenes yet, scenes that blend humor, heartache, and hope in a way that only they can deliver. The Canfields also appear to have a rich, meaningful storyline coming up. Viv Leacock hinted that Joseph has moments this season that anchored the entire community, while Andrea Brooks, returning for a special guest appearance, reportedly filmed scenes connected to something unexpected. Although details are scarce, there is speculation that Faith may find herself caught between her medical responsibilities and a personal revelation that could reshape her future. Scenes with Joseph, Minnie, and Angela reportedly explore themes of resilience, family unity, and the courage to speak truths that have long gone unspoken. What remains perhaps the most intriguing development is the way the cast has been careful with interviews. Instead of speaking broadly, they choose their words deliberately. Aaron described the season as deeply connected. Kevin said it was quietly powerful. Pascal called it the season where small things matter. And Martin Cummins reportedly said the scripts hit differently. These comments suggest a tonal shift, less about dramatic twists, more about emotional resonance. But perhaps the biggest conversation in fan communities centers around a quiet but persistent rumor that Season 13 contains a moment. Hardys have been waiting years for something subtle, heartfelt, and earned. Not a grand gesture, not a dramatic declaration, but something that carries the emotional weight of seasons' worth of growth. Many believe it relates to Elizabeth and Nathan, but others argue it might be about community healing, not romance. What makes this rumor special is that multiple crew members reportedly describe the moment as one of the purest scenes the show has ever filmed. Hallmark executives are also said to be planning a unique promotional approach this year. Instead of traditional trailers and interviews, They may release a series of short, emotionally charged teasers, quiet glimpses, rather than plot reveals. This aligns with the season's rumored theme of subtlety and depth. It's a risky approach, but insiders believe it could reignite fan passion by emphasizing the beauty of hope. Valley's emotional landscape rather than the spectacle, as if that weren't enough. Several cast members hinted that the season explores characters' inner worlds with more sensitivity. Instead of fast resolutions, conflicts linger, conversations breathe, and relationships evolve in gentle but profound ways. One director described the filming style as lingering long enough to let the heart speak, suggesting that the season may adopt a more cinematic visual tone. Light, shadow, and atmosphere reportedly play a much bigger role. What truly sets this year apart, however, is the sense that the writers are paying homage to the show's foundational themes in a fresh way. Community, love, faith, resilience. These